This is Seeking Minimum.
Here is a way to solve 99% of your problems. Spoiler, it's not sexy, but it works. So the problem is not what you think it is. Basically ever. You think the problem is, oh, my kids are acting up. You think the problem is, oh, my spouse or my friends aren't paying attention to me, or my boss isn't giving me the credit I deserve, or I can't get traction on this business because such and such competitor or such and such market problem. You're wrong. You're wrong. You think the problem is A, but that's not the problem. In fact, the problem is almost always something much, much simpler. So, the next time you think you have a problem, especially a complex problem in your life, try this approach instead. Get 8 hours of sleep. Stop eating junk food and eat healthy. Get some exercise of any kind. Get outside. Talk to some friends, ideally in person or over video. Do things that healthy people do. And I think when you look back, you will realize, okay, yeah, I've been a little unhealthy lately. And what you'll find is once you've done those things, I call these keystone habits. Once you do the things you already know you're supposed to be doing to be healthy, you will find that the so-called problem that you had, it's not really a problem at all. In fact, it either A, just completely goes away and you forget about it. That's usually what happens. That's like 80% of the time. All right, B, you realize the problem was way out of context. It was improperly sized. When you are less capable, by definition, you are less capable of solving this problem, and that problem is bigger, right? It doesn't matter if you can bench press 1,000 pounds. If you are dead tired and you have 900 pounds of burden on you, you can actually only lift 100 pounds. And yet you're kicking yourself because you can't lift 500 or 800 or your 1,000. Of course you can't. You're burdened by 900 pounds already. So when you take away the burden of all this pain and crap that comes from being unhealthy, from not doing the simple stuff. Remember, the problem is not what you think it is. When you just get back to being able to lift 1,000 pounds, so to speak, you find that this was a 50-pound problem, right? It's not a big deal. You just solve it or you forget about it. And you don't even need to solve it. You don't care. It's not a big deal. Here, done. It's fixed. Or whatever. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't know why I thought this was such a big deal. Or you've been dwelling on things that you're not actually trying to solve. And this is another outcome. When you're in a healthier state of mind, you realize the problem you thought you had with your kids, with your work, with your business, you weren't really trying to solve a problem. You were just fancy complaining. Fancy complaining is just a way of feeling bad about a thing while not really doing anything to solve it. And you can't see that clearly when you're under so much duress because you're unhealthy or because you're not in the right state of mind to solve the problem. So the next time you feel like you have a problem, remember you probably don't. And the way you can find out is by doing the keystone habits.